goes Perry! Down goes Perry! As we suspected, Rick Perry has dropped out of the race. We thought that, of course, he would hang in there until the South Carolina voting was over. As it turned out, he was like, end of this. Turns out I really suck. I'm not even going to make it to the South Carolina election. Now, what did I tell you? His heart wasn't in it. He never wanted to be in this thing in the first place. That's certainly how he campaigned. He's like, I don't know. I got back pains, dog. How many departments? I don't know. What was it, 2, 3? Who can remember what their names are? All right. So what happened? Here's his announcement today.
As I've contemplated the future of this campaign, I have come to the conclusion that there is no viable path forward for me in this 2012 campaign. Therefore, today, I am suspending my campaign and endorsing Newt Gingrich for President of the United States.
Damn, now that's really relevant because here comes Newt Gingrich. He was already doing pretty well. He had done, by all accounts, very well in the last debate on Fox News. And in fact, there's new polls out, 3 of them today. Well, let's tell you how those polls are. Well, you got Rasmussen, right? And they're right-leaning, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But Gingrich is up by 2 points there. He's not even down anymore in South Carolina, up by 2. On the other hand, we have a left-leaning public policy polling. They came in, Gingrich up by 6. So they agree. And then you've got insider advantage, which is right down the middle. Gingrich up by 3 in South Carolina. All of a sudden, Gingrich ahead. And then on top of that, you add the Rick Perry endorsement. All of a sudden, Gingrich has huge momentum. In fact, today we found out that it turns out Mitt Romney did not win Iowa. Rick Santorum did. Now, what I've been telling you all along is, come on, it's a statistical tie. Whoever has an 8-point lead or a vote lead or a 34-vote lead, as Rick Santorum does now, doesn't really mean anything. But the vote has been certified, even though there were 8 precincts that they couldn't get information from. So the head of the GOP in Iowa says, like, I literally don't really know who won because it kept swinging depending on every single precinct that came in. And there was 8 that we just couldn't get the information from. But it has to be certified. It's certified. Rick Santorum wins by 34. So now all of a sudden, if Rick Santorum won Iowa, at least in the eyes of the press, et cetera, Romney won New Hampshire, and if Gingrich wins South Carolina, well, then you no longer have this overwhelming momentum for Mitt Romney. You have a wide open race. So now Rick Perry's going to explain why he endorsed Gingrich here. It's kind of a curious answer here. Let's watch.
I believe Newt is a conservative visionary who can transform our country. We've had our differences, which campaigns will inevitably have. And Newt is not perfect, but who among us is? The fact is, there is forgiveness for those who seek God. And I believe in the power of redemption, for it is a central tenet of my Christian faith.
What a weird thing to say at the end of an endorsement. There could be a couple of different reasons for that. My best guess is that Newt Gingrich is about to get hit with some really bad news from his ex-wife, who talked to the Washington Post and mainly ABC News, which is going to air tonight. So that's why, who hasn't aired but got Christian faith, redemption, forgive Newt for all that he's done to all of his ex-wives. I think that might be part of what's playing out there. But so we have an interesting consolidation of conservatives, though, now, all starting to get behind Gingrich. The only thing that he was missing is those evangelicals in Texas, when they got together, they wound up endorsing Santorum, not Gingrich. If they had also endorsed Gingrich, Gingrich would have tremendous momentum now. And then later today, Herman Cain claims he's doing an endorsement. I know that because when I met him on Friday, total accidental meeting, we ran into each other. I told him J.R. Jackson of the Young Turks says hi, but I also asked him, hey, who are you going to endorse? And he said, I will let you know on Thursday, and it will be an unconventional endorsement. Now, I don't know that Gingrich is very unconventional, but if Herman Cain piles on here, and by the way, Sarah Palin hinted that she's in favor of Newt Gingrich by saying, first of all, sending Todd Palin to endorse him, then second of all, saying if she was voting in South Carolina, she would vote for Gingrich. That's a lot. If Herman Cain piles up on top of that, that creates enormous momentum for Gingrich. And then at that point, might even knock out Santorum, if not after South Carolina, then after Florida, at which point Gingrich gets what he's always wanted, which is mano a mano against Mitt Romney. Now, of course, Ron Paul is always there and always getting a solid percentage of the vote, but it looks like not enough to overcome either of those two guys. Then all of a sudden, we got a race on our hands.